What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel on this happy Sunday. Before we begin, like and subscribe, all that fun stuff, and let's get into it. I hope you're having a great day. This week's team is we're having a little bit of a mediation session. We are starring Deep 6 and Melascula. Deep 6 the Zangoose, Melascula the Seviper. If you don't know the lore between those two Pokemon, they hate each other. They will tear each other apart and slaughter each other for territory and just show of dominance. If you haven't seen the anime, I think it's like Pokemon Advance, I think. So you can probably find that episode. Just search up Zangoose Seviper. It's like Jesse's Seviper and some other trainer's Zangoose or something. I just remember that was like a really cool episode. They explained the lore of that. But nonetheless, let's get into it. So this team has been in the making for a while. It has been reworked a bunch of times, and this is the best version of the team. I can actually show you. You know what? No, I won't show you because I'll be spoilering. But let's just say it used Corviknight, Primarina, Goodra, had a bunch of Dragon Steel Fairy Cores, a lot of bulky mons. So we kind of took that aspect there and made it into this team and hopefully minimized a bunch of those weaknesses. We had a lot of shared weaknesses with that original what you call that original concept of the team, and this kind of went through some upgrades and went through some testing and reworking, and this is the best team we have. So let's see if we can get into let's see how well we do. So Deep 6 the Zangoose is our co-team captains with Melascula. So Zangoose has one gimmick, and that is the Toxic Orb plus Toxic Boost. If you don't know what Toxic Boost does, because Zangoose is the only mon that gets it, when this Pokemon is poison, it will have a 1.5 boost. It will have a +1. It's essentially Guts, but only poison specific. That's why we run the Toxic Orb. The Toxic Orb will send in Zangoose at an opportune time, get the poison boost. Now, you're probably saying, oh, that's pretty bad then, right? Because Toxic Boost, your Toxic Poison, you'll get a lot of damage, and you can see the stats here. It's very, very frail Zangoose, and I agree, it is a very frail mon, but that 115 attack is going to be at +1. The idea is to +2 that thing, so it will essentially be hitting at +3. And then because we have this move Facade, if you don't know what Facade is, 70 base power, but if you're poison, it's 140 base power. Stack on Terra Normal, though I do believe this might have been changed to Terra Ghost in recording just because of testing. I'm not actually 100% sure. I think it's actually used interchangeably. So that's a Terra boost. That's adaptability boosted 140 base power Facade with the Toxic Boost, right? At +3, at minimal +1. The only reason why we would also run Terra Ghost is to give Shadow Claw our main coverage option, because we can't hit Ghost types. That stab boost as well, so that would be a +3 ideally, or a +1 stab boosted Shadow Claws. And Zangoose can really punch holes in teams. But it needs time to get up to speed to do the damage basically. But as you can see, Zangoose is a monster. Yes, it is a ZU mon, but don't sleep on this thing. It was our designated physical attacker and is a late game sweeper if the opportune time is there. 90 base speed is, you can argue, it's like kind of average. But there's a reason why I'm quite confident in it, especially running Jolly Nature. As you can see here, you can see the little scary water bug there. Our other co-captain, most likely our lead, is Melascula the Seviper. Hopefully you get that reference. Scarf Seviper on the special side seems to be the best Seviper I could run with. I've tried running Scarf Physical. I was getting not really lucky with it, and it seems like special is the way to go with the lead Scarfer Seviper. 65 speed with Scarf. I mean, we can outspeed most things, not all things. You can argue this is like Donphan. I have no clue what other leads come to mind. Donphan, Corviknight leads, I guess, if you want to counter hazards. Let me think, what else is there? Slower bug types like Kricketune, Vikavolt, right? We can outspeed those. We can switcheroo, essentially give them a Scarf. We'll lock them in their webs, and then we can blast them with the flamethrower. We'll have our sash option there, right? But yeah, but 100 base across the board in its offensive is very strong, considering the coverage we have as well. Sludge bombs hit like a truck. Flamethrowers hit Steel types were actually quite decent damage, and Giga Drains, like on mons like Donphan who are more physically defensive, can two-shot most things. So Seviper isn't one to sleep on. Seviper, I'm not expecting to last a long time in the battles. Most likely will be our lead, but also will be in that kind of in the middle, opportunist striking type of role. And it's also very frail. I think it's more frail than Deep Six. They're actually on the same level, but Seviper is a little slower, so we're gonna have to pick our spots wisely and kind of sack Seviper, sadly, into hopefully more opportune positions for Deep Six, because that is our strongest physical attacker to do the sweeping. I'm so sorry, my nose is also like clogged up as well, so if I'm like sniffling a lot, I apologize. Making a debut is Suigetsu, our special wall. You can argue one of our special walls. Suigetsu, the Araquanid, running Sticky Web, Liquidation, Leech Life, and Miracle. I think this is like the classic Araquanid set you can run. I think this is like the same one I ran in, based off a friend in Sun and Moon. And then, you know, you get the webs up. Water Bubble Liquidations hit very hard, because Water Bubble makes, essentially it's a +2. You know, so it's a +2, it's adaptability boosted liquidations, and that hits very, very hard, especially on not defensive mons, not physically defensive mons. Leech Life for reliable recovery, and Miracle to be an absolute menace. So Araquanid is, you know, it's kind of middling, you can argue, but where its strength lies is setting up webs and being a special wall. And we're going to take advantage of that special wall and using Mirror Coat to just reflect damage to full counter, if you get that reference, good on you, full counter the damage back on our opponents. We don't have a lot of HP, so that's why we're running 240 HP to be able to take more hits, but then also, I guess it's to eat enough hits and take enough damage so we can KO the opponent with Mirror Coat. It's going to be a timing thing. Don't be surprised if we're running Suigetsu as more of a lead slash, how do you say, it's like late game webs. The reason why we are running a late game webs is 42 speed is very slow, but the late game webs with some positioning can help Deep Six come in easier when our opponents don't have their spinners or defoggers, right, or not levitating mons. Insert like Miss Magius or Haunch Crow in there, right? So that's the reason why we have that there as a late game webber. Making a return is Shriek since set 1, I believe. Dual Screen Shriek is back. The Scream Tail running the same exact spread as last time. 252 HP, 252 speed, very, very fast. Take advantage of the suns with those photosynthesis. Dual Screens, Rocks, and Dazzling Gleam is also probably will be one of our other setters in there. The whole reason because we can set up our screens and make it very easy for our other team members to take advantage of, especially because we have Light Clay, we have more time to set up and do some chip damage on everything. Dazzling Gleam hits just about everything neutral besides steel and poison types. Of course, we don't want to really stay in there with Shriek, right? But Shriek is defensive because of this big HP stat, and you can argue the defenses are pretty good as well. So we kind of gonna rely on Shriek to set up things and switch out, set up things and switch out. This is why I also say Melascula will probably not last too long, because we're probably going to be utilizing Shriek more than Melascula there, sadly. Now we have Blue Sister being a Spadef wall. So Blue Sister is Savita, our pink Gastrodon, running our pink Spadef Gastrodon. Sorry about that. Recover, Earth Power, Ice Beam, Chilling Water. So this is a play on our classic Gastrodon set, except we don't have Scald anymore, right? So we have Chilling Water here. It's a special wall, so it's going to be eating a bunch of hits. And, you know, Earth Power, Chilling Water, Ice Beam, it's near perfect coverage. It's just about everything. Will debuff some mons because of the Chilling Water. And, you know, it's a Gastrodon. It's very tanky, except utilizing the better defensive stat this time around. Last but not least, Amariza making a return, running the same exact spread. The only change is that I don't know why I didn't notice this, we're running Terra Electric with Earth Eater. I don't know why, like, I haven't put 2 and 2 together. That obviously makes sense, because now you have no weaknesses because Earth Eater blocks ground types. I didn't put that together at the beginning. I think I ran Terra Ghost. I apologize if that like really annoyed you, but yeah, that looks better, and it also works better too. I know we're more susceptible to spins, but because we have 2 rock setters and well, we have 3 hazard setters essentially, I'm not too worried about getting spun on because we can just set those back up. Full physical defensive, stealth rock, iron defense, body press, heavy slam, 145 defense is what we're going to be using to its fullest, and heavy slam there as an additional move. Here's the team in all of its glory here. Again, the leads will probably be Seviper and Shriek, and then sending in Zangoose at the opportune time to sweep, right? Gastrodon, Orcworm, and Suigetsu there will be there for support, chipping down a lot of things, and hopefully making it easier for Zangoose to sweep. Thank you guys for watching, all the support. I hope you have a great Sunday, and I'll see you tomorrow for the battles. Where's my record button? I'll see you tomorrow for the battles. Wish us luck. We're going to need it. We are using a lot of ZU mods here. Oh, I shouldn't say all ZU mods. Let's look at the tierings really quickly before we get out of here. Gastrodon, NU, ZU, NU, ZU. Okay, yeah, we're using quite a lot of under-tiered mods for this, so yeah, we wish us luck. Thank you guys again for watching all the support. I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye for now.